When you think about how goods reach their final destination, you might picture trucks, ships, or even trains. But behind the scenes, there's an essential player coordinating it all, the freight broker. So what exactly does a freight broker do? Well, stick with us as we dig into a freight broker's job description in this week's video. I'm Benjamin Kowalski with Freight 360, where we provide the latest transportation sales tips and training videos to help you reach your goals faster. If you're a fan of the content, please support us by crushing that like button and sharing us with all of your colleagues. For more info on our Freight Broker course, Freight Broker Basics, be sure to click the link in the show notes or go to freight360.net for more free training content. Let's take you through an in-depth look at the job description of a freight broker. Now, for more on this, check out a recent podcast Nate and I did, episode 209, A Day in the Life of a Freight Broker, where we walk you through every single task you'll be doing from the beginning of the day to when you close your day out at the end. Now, at its core, a freight broker acts as the intermediary between shippers, those who need to move goods, and carriers, those who transport those goods. For shippers, think Heinz Ketchup, Nike, Reebok. Maybe it's the local apple orchard, right? Or the local farm in your, local town or city. It might even be the small distribution center in the other side of the town, right? That doesn't even have a visible sign on the side of their warehouse, right? They don't necessarily need to manufacture what they sell. In fact, nowadays, most are distributors and resellers. And as far as your carriers go, it could be a one-man owner-operator all the way up to a mega carrier with thousands of power units. Each have their place in the market with unique advantages and disadvantages. Now, in order to accomplish the task of getting your shipper or customer and your carrier to both agree to reasonable rates, freight brokers must be skilled negotiators. They have to provide shippers with reliable transportation at fair prices, while making sure that carriers can keep enough of the money to operate their businesses and successfully transport the cargo. Freight brokers will handle the logistics, from determining routes to ensuring timely deliveries. The brokers also ensure that everything runs smoothly. Now, you might ask, what are the difficult parts of the job? Well, for one thing, unforeseen issues and challenges are inevitable for a freight broker. They're gonna happen, and some days far more often than others. Whether it be bad weather, a vehicle breakdown, or even a canceled load, a freight broker troubleshoots and finds solutions on their feet to keep the goods moving. The best freight brokers have procedures in place to prevent these inevitable challenges before their customers experience the issue. That's the special sauce. Handling and processing paperwork accurately and efficiently is crucial. From securing permits to managing bills of lading, freight brokers handle the administrative side of things. Maybe you work in heavy haul and will need to understand weight limits and permits. Maybe you're working with containers and international loads and need to understand different types of bills of lading and customs paperwork. No matter what your focus is, you'll need to have a keen eye for details, organizing, tracking, and invoicing everyone involved with each shipment. A delayed or inaccurate invoice could cost you a customer. Now, the next, and I would say probably one of the most important aspects of our industry, is that relationships are key. Brokers foster connections with both shippers and carriers, building trust to ensure repeat business. And while contracts and agreements are prevalent in freight brokerage, the freight broker is viewed by their customer as an extension of their supply chain. A person who understands their needs, that can also anticipate issues and be available whenever any issue arises. Honestly, 24/7 for a lot of customers. That's why relationships are far more important than the shipper agreements and the contracts you'll enter into as a freight broker. Your reputation takes a lifetime to build and can be lost with one bad decision. And without your integrity, you cannot succeed as a freight broker over the long term. So what does it take to be a freight broker? Sharp negotiation skills, an understanding of the transportation industry, strong organizational abilities, excellent communication and rapport building skills. And while a degree isn't necessary, many brokers do have backgrounds in logistics, business, or trucking. But honestly, and I'll tell you the truth, most of the successful brokers I've come across in my career have had no industry knowledge prior to entering into the field. I mean, myself, I was recruited into the profession from corporate finance. And many of my successful colleagues that I've come to be friends with over the years have come from service industry jobs like bartending and waiting tables. Your background isn't nearly as important as your hustle and your hunger to learn. It's also worth noting that in the United States, freight brokers must be licensed and bonded. It helps to take a course like the one we offer, Freight Broker Basics. And you'll also either need to obtain a brokerage license from the FMCSA or work for a licensed freight brokerage as a W-2 employee or as an agent. And in the vast world of transportation and logistics, freight brokers are the ones behind the scenes keeping the markets functioning. They ensure that goods move efficiently and effectively, bridging the gap between shippers and carriers. So next time you see a truck on the highway or receive a package at your doorstep, remember, a freight broker probably had a hand in making that happen. For more tips on building successful freight brokerages, check out our website, freight360.net, and for more info on our freight broker course, Freight Broker Basics, where you'll learn everything you need to know to earn a living as a freight broker and what it takes to build a successful freight brokerage business.